So again, so continuation of the last video lecture. So when you're buying the fifth ice cream, your utils have decreased. You're not wanting that, you're bored with that. You're done with the ice cream taste. You don't want it again. So you're less willing to pay for an additional unit of ice cream when your want declined. Right? So that is the diminishing marginal benefit. So next is aggregate demand curve. Aggregate demand curve means the process of adding up individual behaviors. That is aggregation. So we have taken two examples here. Sui's demand curve, then Carlos demand curve. Here, when the prices increased, Sui's demand curve, quantity demanded decreased for gasoline. Same applied here. Negative relation exists between the quantity demanded and the price of gasoline. So we are making an aggregate demand curve. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 of the prices are the prices of gasoline per dollar for gallon, and here we are calculating both the summing up both the individual demands. 100 plus 200, 300, then 200 plus 400, 600, then 300 plus 600, 900, then 400 plus 800, 1200, then 500 plus 1000. That is for $1 per gallon cost of gasoline generates a quantity demanded of 1500 rupees. Okay, and that is plotted here. Right, for $5 it is 300. So here it is 300. It is not an accurate diagram. Sorry. Then for $4 it is 600 gallons demanded. So $4 is here and 600 is here. Oh, sorry. And for $3 it is 900 demanded. And for $2 it is 1200 demanded. And for $1 it is 1100 demanded. So this is the demand curve. Okay. Next is market demand curve. So market demand curve is the sum of individual demand curves of all potential buyers. It plots the relationship between the total quantity demanded and market price holding all else equal. So demand curves can exhibit the negative relationship without being a straight line. So here it is a negative curve, right? A slope curve. Okay. So here buyers keep purchasing oil as long as their willingness to pay is greater than the oil price. We studied the diminishing marginal benefit. So till that point they'll keep on buying even if the oil price is greater. Oil purchase continue until the buyers reach a quantity demanded of 3 billion barrels. Okay, after that it will be an excess supply. They don't need other than this more than this 35 billion 35 billion barrels per year. So that is at a market price of $50 per year. Per barrel. So with more than no longer, after reaching that point, no longer benefits the buyer of buying the more oil. Next is shifting the demand curve. So when all these demand curve shifts, there are five factors which influences a shift in the demand curve. So let's see them 5. The first one is change in taste and preferences. Taste and preferences means it can be your like, enjoys, values, your hobbies, everything will matter here. It is advised by international organizations that, for example, an advice is here. Advice is like this, it is global warming. So to use fewer fossil fuels. Then because of your ethical mind, you will be willing to buy oil products less only. Comparing to your previous purchases, you will be purchasing oil products less only. The oil products purchase decreased. Thus the demand curve shifts left because the quantity demanded for oil at a given price, at a given market price has decreased. That is, this is the demand curve. This is the demand curve. Because of global warming, you are purchasing less of the oil comparing to your current purchase, so the demand curve decreased. And vice versa also happens if a particular company manufactured a car at a very lower cost, very lower cost. Also the taxes of the car sale, vehicle sales have decreased, road tax have decreased, insurance have decreased. That is, buying a car is a very good decision at a particular point. Then you will buy a car, so the price of, the demand for fossil fuels will also increase. As the sale of car increase, the demand for fossil fuel also increase. Okay, so that is the situation where the demand curve shifts rightwards. So the demand curve shifts only when quantity demanded changes at a given price. Leftward and rightward shifts happens. Again, if a good's own price changes and its demand curve hasn't shifted, okay, the movement will be along the demand curve. That is, the market price for a car was at this point, then it increased. As the say the price of petrol decreased, so the market price for a car will increase because people will be more interested in purchasing a car, as it is less cost to maintain for the maintaining or to use fossil fuels. Is price have decreased, so it is easy for you to handle a car, financially easy for you to take a car. Then the market price of car will slightly increase as more people are coming to buy the cars. Okay, so it will be shifting to this demand curve. And when this price increase and the market price reach slightly above place, the demand will also decrease then. So it is a cycle, when the demand increase, when the price increase, demand decrease. Then in order to compete with this particular particular demand, the price will be automatically decreased to a point till the buyers can purchase it. So this is a cycle. You will get to know it in further examples. Next is change in income and wealth. Next factor. So there are two types of goods: normal goods and inferior goods. A change in income or a change in wealth affects your ability to pay for goods and services. So normal goods means a normal bag, okay, like which you can get from Sarojini, a pen, pencil, everything. Okay. So this is the demand curve for pen. And if your income has increased, you will buy more pen. So the demand curve for the pen shifts rightwards. If your income has decreased, you will buy less pen. Every other elements are fixed, hold it constant here. Okay. Next is inferior goods. Inferior goods means, take the example of, there is a bread. You use bread in your daily consumption. So there is a bread company with a less tasty bread for a package 10 rupees and a very rich milky with so much of herbs and all, a very rich in taste bread for the packet of 50 rupees. Okay. So here the 10 rupee wala bread packet is the inferior good, because when your income increase, so this is the inferior good, that is the 10 rupee wala bread packets demand curve. When your income increase, you will be preferring the tasty bread, right? When your income increase or when you get a cash award or all, you will be wanting some very rich, somewhat very good, brighter options to purchase. So when your income increase, you need to improve the quality of your life. So you will be buying that tasty one bread. That is the production of, or the, not production, the purchase of 10 rupee bread will decrease. That is, the demand curve, the quantity demanded will decrease for the 10 rupee bread when your income increase. But again, when your income decrease, you won't be able to afford this 50 rupee bread, because you need to look other expenses as well. So you won't be able to afford this 50 rupees bread. So your demand for the inferior bread, this 10 rupee bread, will increase. The quantity demanded will increase. Okay, that's it. Next is change in availability and price of related goods. So related goods. What are related goods? There are two types of related goods that we are studying here. One is normal goods. Okay. Sorry, not normal goods. That is in the previous one. So one is substitute and one is complements. Two goods are substitutes when a rise in the price of one leads to a rightward shift in the demand curve for other. That is, if you can substitute a particular good. So for example, say Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Coca-Cola and Pepsi. So if the price of Coca-Cola is increased, as a substitute for Coca-Cola you can use Pepsi, because the price of Pepsi is still as it. Both were 50 rupees, and say both were 50 rupees and Coca-Cola's price increased to 70 rupees, then the demand for Coca-Cola will decrease because it is high price now. Everyone will start buying Pepsi. So that is this is the demand curve. Then the demand for Pepsi will increase, that is rightward shift. Again, if the price of Coca-Cola decreased from 50 to 30 rupees, but Pepsi is still 50 rupees, then everyone will want Coca-Cola only. Then this Pepsi's demand curve will shift leftwards, as the quantity demanded for Pepsi is less. Okay. Nice. So that is substitute. That is how substitute goods work. Next is complement. That is, it complements one another. Sorry, it is there is a mistake here. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are substitutes, not complements. So complement goods. One good complement the other. Petrol and car. Then what? SIM and mobile. Okay. That is, when the price of petrol is decreased very much, then it will be financially easy to afford a car, because after buying a car it is not required to spend huge monies on petrol, on the fuel, right? So when the price of petrol is decreased, people will buy, the sale of car will increase, people more will go to purchase a car. That is, imagine this is the demand curve. So this is the demand curve for car. When the price of petrol is decreased, everyone will come to buy car. That is, the demanded quantity will increase. That is, shiftward of the demand curve to right. When the price of petrol is increased, what will happen? It is not financially okay to go with a car, right? Then the quantity demanded for a car will decrease. People will shift to public transportation. Next is change in number and scale of buyers. When there are more number of buyers, quantity demanded will increase, and vice versa. And Scale is also like that only. Nothing more to describe here. Then changes in buyers' belief about future. So an example is that, imagine that today it is believed that in future the price of gold will skyrocket. It will peak. So many will go now to purchase gold. Because now the price of gold is cheap. So all will go and pile up gold. They will use their savings to purchase gold, because in future it is estimated that the price will increase. So that is what, that is if a particular, this is a demand curve for gold. If there is a belief that in future the price of gold will skyrocket, in present people will buy more gold, that is the demand for gold will increase. And if there is a belief that in future the price of gold will decrease, because lab grown diamonds will be more in function, then people won't buy gold now. Demand for gold will decrease. Okay. So that's all with this part of how do buyers behave. Next is how do sellers behave. So that will continue with the next class. So till then, bye. Happy learning.